Hello, everyone. You know it, the World Series of Poker main event is a marathon. For those beginning day 7 today, it's time to find a second win. Only 57 players remain, a fraction of the original 10,000, but the road is still long. To reach the final table, they'll need to play their very best for 2 more long days. With 32 big blinds, Leo Margette sits in the lower half of the standings, far from the chip leaders, but well positioned enough to remain a real threat. Beyond strategy, beyond cards and luck, the battle she's about to fight, the most important of her life, will also be fought on the mental front. That's why the pre-match session with coach Stéphane Matteau matters so much. Come on, Leo, stay focused.
All right. Day 7, baby. 32 bigs, I saw.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you won yesterday first, and then how it's gonna go today.
Super focused. I had fun. I mean, I had a nice table. I was chill. I was where I wanted to be and enjoying. It's right that I'm here. It felt natural. It felt good. I don't know. It felt perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now you would like to build a stack more?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have control over that, building a stack?
No. I mean, I can. Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent.
So what is that extent? Is what I want to know.
The decisions I make to pressure the people that I can still put pressure on, not obsessing with that. You know, at the end of the day, I need to play how I want to play. This is not gonna overrun my strategy than that
Right.
Keeping the goals.
Remember, that's the one thing I don't remember if it was day 4 or 5, where you explained to me there was one spot that you kind of forced. Remember when you were saying the table was pretty easy, and then you had that spot with Ace King. I can't remember what day that was, and then you kind of felt like you forced it because you were trying to make it happen. So it's the same thing. It's finding that balance between flowing, letting the flow happen, and at the same time being ready to take the opportunities and making the right decisions, right? Once you say, okay, I want to do well, I've been here before, you create expectations for yourself also,
Yeah,
and at the same time, it's like, okay, so it sounds to me like it's still going to be the same issue with finding the right balance, and you've managed that really well. But, day 7, there's still, it's 10 days of play, so you still have a long way to go.
Huge.
Basically, your goal is what today? It would be to the best of your ability to find a way to build a stack?
No, that's not a goal.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it would
what's
be
the goal
that's
then?
something that I think it could help me.
Of course.
But my goal is the same.
Okay.
Is to play, being proud of myself, to keep enjoying the experience, because I think I play so much better when I although it's a consequence of me being proud of myself. Yeah, following my gut, because at the end, no, the gut feeling is not just something random.
Yes.
It's many years of being a dinosaur has good things.
Of course. I mean, that's, all the years that you've been playing, you've built that much experience. And absolutely, that's your intuition.
Many years ago in the seminar, it was Musta who made me improve in that aspect, because then I was kind of proud to think I was very good at killing my emotions. It's not bad to feel frustrated or anger or whatever. I always knew emotions were kind of okay, but in the poker, I was kind of, no. When I play, I'm emotionally dead, and you don't want to be emotionally dead, because then they fucking go somewhere.
Absolutely. Okay, good. Okay, so taking the time, letting your emotions happen, and coming back to the present and keeping the experience going, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Anything else? Good to go. Vamos.
Vamos.
Good luck.
Another day of sticking to my routine. It feels so good to talk to Steph. I'm going to take this opportunity now to look at my table and get some info on my opponents. And a bit of music. I'm not getting much rest actually, but I feel super clear-headed with incredible mental clarity. As I was telling Steph, I have a really nice feeling of being exactly where I want to be. Even though it's such a unique situation, it feels natural. I'm really curious to see what the day has in store for me. Yeah, the word is curiosity. I feel prepared and motivated, and I don't have any kind of anxiety, fear, or expectations. Just curiosity. and I really want to keep giving it my all. No, joder, ¿sabes?
Sí.
Yo me acuerdo del primer main, yo la lié un poco por hablar demasiado con amigos el día antes. Sí, o sea, era como si estás muy, ¿sabes?, en la zona y haciéndolo bien, cuanto más puedas seguir así, porque de repente la gente, con toda la mejor intención, yo creo que a veces te puede contagiar demasiado que puede abrumar, ¿sabes?
Sí. Sí, la verdad me siento muy tranquilo, muy concentrado y...
Es una oportunidad de la hostia, es que ¿cuántas veces nos vamos a ver aquí, ¿sabes? Como para no dar el puto 200.
Sí, qué locura, qué locura. ¿En qué mesa estás?
Creo que en una de las de alrededor televisada.
Not stacking those chips.
Va. Igual, ojalá te vea mañana.
Players.
It's Diego's first main. I tried to pass on a bit of my experience to him. We'll see if it helps. ¡Suerte! Va, Sean, hi. Yesterday I forgot my pillow in the TV table.
They didn't give it to me. Look, it's already.
Oh,
Someone brought it for you.
incredible.
Someone brought it for you.
Hi.
Good morning.
Wow. They put it on my seat. How nice. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I brought this scarf because I only had one clean t-shirt left that's way too big. And this way, it covers it up a little. I've got other things to do than think about doing
We're going to be
laundry.
up here on our secondary set of feature tables. Come up here, come Jim, for your table instructions.
Hey, ça va? Toi?
Hall of Fame in
Hey.
You're going to be in the silver section today. That tournament is going to start in less than 2 minutes.
New table. I know the player 2 sits to my right, but as for the others, none of them ring a bell.
Still alive.
Dealers at the main event, you should have your cards ready to roll in the shuffler, ready to go. All right, players, welcome for day 7 of our main event. We're going to kick things off today with the button in the 9 seed. Small blind 100,000, big blind 200,000, big blind ante of 200,000. I'd like to wish you all the very best of luck here today. Dealers, please shuffle up and deal.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah.
We got 8 players here.
Oh, I just noticed that seat 1 is Tony Gregg, a reg. A day where, unlike yesterday, I have to fold very often right from the start.
Raise.
The hijack opened. 3-4 of diamonds in the big blind. It's an obvious defense with these suited connectors. Ace-2-6 with a spade draw, but I have a backdoor flush draw and a gut shot. I hope my opponent bets very often on this flop. Yeah, indeed. However, I have more two-pair combos than he does that I'll definitely want to check raise for value on this flop, so I need to find some bluffs to be at least somewhat balanced. And my hand is a good candidate because if my opponent shoves, I'm not giving up any equity. And at the same time, I can continue on a lot of turns. And when he folds, he always does so with a better hand than mine. So I'm going to check raise. Let's go. Perfect. Good, 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 good. All right. It wasn't a huge pot, but it was an important pot to give me a bit of a boost this morning because honestly, folding is sometimes what you have to do, but it's certainly not the most fun thing in the world. Come on, come on. Thomas opens from middle position. Ace-3 suited. He's one of the most solid players at the table. He has a stack of about 36 big blinds. I have 33. Very similar stacks. Yeah, I want to play it. This is one of the combos I like most to 3-bet as a bluff with these stack sizes. So yeah, let's go for a 3-bet. 900. My opponent isn't going to make mistakes, but that doesn't mean I want to stop choosing the line that generates the most EV.
Can I see the side? Three bronze on top, right? Okay.
He wants to make sure of my stack. I don't know how he perceives me. We've hardly ever played together. We might have only crossed paths once in the past. So I don't have a clear idea of what image he thinks I have. All in, no thanks. It didn't work, but that's okay. I still have a playable stack. Too bad. The table is a lot less talkative than yesterday. I don't know if it's the player profiles or the pressure of a day 7. Alright, middle position open, and right to his left I have ace-jack suited. It's an easy call in position, a hand with a lot of potential. We're heads up. An 8-3-5 flop with a flush draw. I expect quite a lot of checks from my opponent. Well, as long as he's playing somewhat balanced. Actually, I shouldn't assume my opponents play the way I would. And indeed, he bets. Well, actually, this isn't revealing of his hand. Precisely this player, I think, could be c-betting too often, so I feel almost obligated to call one street.
Cocktail.
And now he checks when the 8 pairs. I don't think there's much point in betting. I'd rather take it to showdown. Check, and I don't think there's any point in betting. Well, I'd say we both played it well. I was playing on day one with Phil Hellmuth, and he told me that they were thinking, I don't know, he's very linked to World Series, to introduce the Cabrel rule, that if someone gets a cold clock 3 times on them. Black pocket 9s UTG with 25 big blinds. It's a race.
Race.
I hope I don't get 3-bet behind, because I'd have a pretty tough decision. But well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. A player that I hadn't seen until now. Okay, he folds. Let's see. The small blind also folds, and Thomas is the only one who can decide whether to give me action or not. All right, not too bad. At this stage, this seems perfect to me. They get out 1 round, and for every extra clock, another whole round. So that would disincentivize a lot from.
First, I'm coming for the next big blind. I gotta move to balance the table. This lady here.
They're moving me to another table. Yeah. They're taking me. Let's see what the new table is like. So many stuff. Good luck, guys.
5.4.
May I carry this for you?
Well, I didn't have the best table in the world, but obviously having to start gathering information on opponents all over again always involves a bit more of a challenge.
You can go ahead and drop.
Did you want this one? Sorry, I keep walking away from this.
Where?
Go ahead, just pull that through for me.
Sorry, in case I...
You want me to hold your pillow while you...
Yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
My phone too.
Yep, you got it.
Well, I'm only lending it to her for a few seconds. Oops.
He'll grab it. He'll get it for you now.
Feature table. Too many micros. They draw to decide who goes to the feature table. No, because maybe it's too hot. Put it to the shirt, because maybe like yesterday I was...
This is even hotter up here, so.
Gotcha.
And
You can keep this
pocket.
in your pocket, okay?
Perfect.
You can't use your phone anywhere.
I know, I will keep it in my bag. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hello. All right. So far, I recognize Paul, who I played with all day yesterday. Well, there's Michael, who's in great form. He just won the Poker Players Championship. Oh, and there's Lau.
Yeah, but these guys are crazy.
See? Okay, tell me stuff.
I know, it said these guys are crazy, be careful.
Looks like it's a fun table. Yachan is also an old acquaintance I played with for a good part of day 5 or 6. He proved to be a very solid player. He's got a big stack. Looks like the cut-off calls. With this much ICM, I'm going to be pretty selective with the hands I complete from the big blind. But this 7-5 suited is definitely a good hand to see the flop with. Well, I anticipate this is going to be an easy check fold. He chooses a standard sizing in a 3-way pot. Alright, I'm getting out of here without thinking twice. And I'd love it if they got to showdown so I could gather more information. Well, if not, I can always ask a friend who's following the stream what they had. This is something I haven't been doing lately. I've been playing more by going with my instincts, my emotions, and by adapting to my opponent. I haven't cared that much about being given hand histories. I find it interesting to try to get inside their heads while I'm at the table, trying to anticipate what part of their range they would do each thing with. It helps me stay very focused on the game. He checks again. Let's see. Nice. Interesting. He didn't want to turn his pair of threes into a bluff on later streets. That gives me a bit of information too.
Y a largo bajo.
Ya ves.
Con este.
Bueno.
Pero bueno, montas o.
Sí, sí, la verdad que la POSIF es que es un poco mierda, pero bueno.
Tampoco no es.
Sí, no, claro, yo te lo tengo medio fácil. La putada también es jugar con, yo qué sé, con 15 millones. Cinco así.
O sea, 20
No,
blinds.
4,
Algo menos de 20.
Sí, sí. Tengo a mirar
Ya, a la izquierda.
Me va a tocar...
pedirlas.
Sí, total.
Hay que pedirlas.
Sí, tío. Pasa que va a ser un día jodido porque va a estar... O sea, pero que me mentalizo de que hoy el día va a ser a grindarlo, a verlas venir, porque aunque me ponga con stack casi... O sea, ¿sabes? Ahora es fácil con 17 blinds,
Sí.
pero te pones con 40 que ojalá y ya tienes más movidas. Voy a hacer un pis.
Dale.
Y voy a jugar uno. Va,
Venga, suerte.
Va, chicos. ¿Os vais a las?
A las 9.
¿A la noche? Ah,
Sí,
súper.
o sea,
Igual me ves
vemos un
triplicarme.
ratillo más. Venga.
I'm rooting for you, Leo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That ace four hearts, I'll never forget it.
But you're still rooting for me, that's
I'm
very
still
sweet.
rooting for you. Take it down, man.
Thank you. Wow, what a nice moment. That was the Sanctus. On day one, I played with him at the feature table. I bluffed him, and he's telling me he's rooting for me.
Thank you so much.
No worries at all.
You're going to be in our book next year.
Ah, vamos.
Yes,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day. Ciao. Ciao. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what Pua was telling me. Radonovich. How nice. I like it. They're telling me that. I like hearing that he's proud. Hey. Vamos. I spent most of the break in the bathroom because I don't want people stopping me all the time.
You are welcome back to your seats.
I really need my space. I only want to share my time with my closest friends. And in that sense, I'm lucky because on the rail there are people who mean a lot to me. It feels a bit like home. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thanks. They're not just poker friends.
There she is, my girl.
Bah,
Get him. Get him.
we have to make it. Just every hand. I just try to think hand after hand.
I had aces for the first time. Whole tournament.
Yay! It's gonna be. It's, and winning with them.
And won with them. Two black aces. 8-8-6. Diamond, diamond, heart. Ow, come on. Three ways.
All right. I'm not in the mood for people telling me hand histories. I assume Michael to my left is going to be pretty annoying, but oh well, discomfort is welcome. I'm excited to play today. Honestly, I haven't been looking much at the pay jumps or the number of players left, but I did see that there are only 48 of us left. I'm in the 0.5% of the players who started. Actually, at this stage, there are hardly any unknown players left. At the table, I've already played with almost everyone at one point or another over the course of these 7 days. Either I've already played against them, or I know who they are.
The big one?
Just gotta weather the storm. Don't give up.
I'm pretty short. I think I have around 15 big blinds. But well, in the main event, that's still a lot. Michael opens UTG with over 100 big blinds on my big blind. Lautaro calls. How much does he have? 50 big blinds. 15 big blinds. Well, if the action had come from the later positions, I could consider a squeeze all in, but against such strong ranges, I'd rather just call. Well, strong, I don't know. Mizraki, honestly, with that many chips, even if he opens UTG, it doesn't necessarily mean he has a strong range, but Lau, I think so. It's annoying because if I was deeper, I could consider calling one street if an opponent bets, but with this effective stack, I can't. Too bad. Fold? He didn't fight for it. Another stretch without much action, and honestly, my stack is getting shorter and shorter. But anyway,
A water and a sugar-free, please.
I'm not anxious at all.
Gracias.
It's on you. Plus, I know exactly how to play this stack.
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Pocket eights, 13 big blinds.
We try to be nice.
I think my hand benefits from going all in. More than just raising. It's 13 big blinds. If it were 15, I could maybe consider raising, but it's only 13 big blinds, yeah.
Almost there, my brother.
I think I can get hands to fold that would maybe call a raise, and also it's much harder to know where I stand. So yeah, in this case, I think the advantage comes mainly from the fold equity of shoving rather than any kind of post-flop edge. 2.5 million. 2.5 million.
2.5 million is that.
2.5 million is practically all in, while still leaving myself a tiny way out in case the table goes crazy with a lot of action behind. But well, ideally they fold.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
When they call, my hand is never a favorite. So come on, fold.
My smartwatch. It's a little extreme, but it's right there.
Gracias.
They're like 9 behind it.
He knows perfectly well that it's basically an all-in. I'm never going to fold if I'm only up against one player. Honestly, I hope he folds. I don't think with pocket sevens he'd be thinking for this long. Come on, Minghini, fold. Perfect. A bit of breathing room.
King Jack suited.
No.
If she had King Jack suited, I'll run around naked for 2 days. I was very.
I could. I mean, it's not that.
Your clothes off, start running around.
They'll have to wait an hour to see my hand. I'm not going to give them information that easily. I still have to fold a lot of hands. My stack is getting shorter and shorter. But well, patience pays off. And even more so in this tournament. You have to know when to be aggressive sometimes, but also when to slow down when you're not finding any spots or cards. Lautaro opens with a stack that's pretty big. I have 15 big blinds. Wow, the magic combo. I think that against Lautaro especially, I have a lot of fold equity because he's possibly opening pretty wide. And 15 big blinds is still a lot. He's not committed at all. Come on, now fold, please. All in.
All you can eat.
Come on, I hope I don't run into the top of his range. Let's go. I'm glad I had the courage to shove here with the magic combo. It's one thing to know the theory and another to put it into practice in a spot like this.
Nice violence.
Ooh, great. A bit of breathing room. And his wife is
What, not cocktails? You want
my friend.
You want a drink?
Cold water, please. You want? I take one for you extra.
They'll give you Fiji. Ask for Fiji if you want.
I want Fiji. Fiji? Yeah, it's nicer.
750. Need my 7?
Anybody wants Fiji?
I'll take 2 Fiji. Your wife or
Sí, sí. Two Fijis, please.
You want
Same.
Fiji too, sir?
Yeah, that's how she's acting.
Fiji, guys.
¿Queréis agua? Ay.
Raise 525.
A player opens in MP, and this time I actually have a real hand.
One more time.
I have 20 big blinds.
We're going to sound like that.
I'm hesitating between 3-betting and going all in straight away. And maybe it's less scary than a 3-bet, I don't know. It's also true that doing it 2 hands in a row shows quite a bit of strength. But well, before, I did it as a bluff when I felt it was necessary. I want to take my time, but not too much either. I'm gonna go for a non-all-in 3-bet.
Raise 1.150.
On the other hand, he also has hands that now have good odds to continue. His suited broadways are going to call, and medium pairs can call too. Damn, too bad.
Show the 3.
But well, in 2 hands, I've practically doubled my stack without any variance. That's nice. Ay. Lo había bajado un poquito, pero ahora estoy mucho más a gusto porque me tengo que divertir. O sea, tengo que meter con las 5 suites, es que me empiezo a divertir.
Ya está, no te
¿Sabes? Es que cuando empiezo a estar así de miedo de tal, ¿qué dices? Que me suena polla la o sea, no me suena la por eso digo que no hay ¿verdad? Well, we obviously came here to enjoy ourselves. Wow, what a pleasure it is to share these moments with friends. It's just that I obviously want to enjoy myself. I don't want to get crushed by the pressure of the moment. At the end of the day, it's poker. I'd regret so much playing scared because the spot intimidates me. I want to keep enjoying myself like I have so far. The button opens on my big blind. He has 35 big blinds. Wow, king queen suited. I have 22 big blinds. The decision here is whether to make a non-all-in 3-bet or just shove straight away. It's a close decision. It all depends on the range I think the button can call my shove with. Well, going all in is never going to be bad. Actually, it simplifies the decision a bit for me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna shove. All in.
All in.
All right, super quick snap fold. I suppose the same would have happened no matter what I'd chosen. Well, I don't know. I could have also called and played post-flop with a hand that dominates his range. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't want to get hung up on hands that are already in the past.
It's fried.
Raise.
Raise.
Paul opens with 20 big blinds.
500,000.
I got him covered.
Oh no, he's in the big blind.
Should I 3-bet him? It's a bit close, isn't it? But that way I apply maximum pressure on a short stack. Who still has a lot of raise folds. I think, yeah, I'm gonna 3-bet him. It's clear that if I want to play it, it's 20s? No.
I have about 5.5, I think. I had about 5.5.
Huh?
1, 2, 3. That's close to 5. It's about 5.5 to start time.
The 3-bet is better than the call. So yeah. Let me check if I counted right. 20 big blinds for Paul. He made a standard open. I don't need to make a huge 3-bet. I can make it pretty small, given where we're at in the tournament, his stack size, and especially our positions. Yeah, a bit over $1 million. 1.125. That seems to be enough.
Raise 1.125.
He should still call with some hands like suited broadways and maybe a trap with pocket aces, although I don't really expect that from him. But, well, that's the theory. Then again, I know Paul is a bit of an unpredictable player, so I can never really be sure of his range. The best thing would be for him to fold. he calls. Well, he was getting good odds. At least I'm going to play a big pot in position. That was the plan. Wow, terrible flop that hits his range perfectly.
I'm an old man.
Well, this is one of the few textures I'm not going to c-bet. I hope he checks, but I'm going to check behind. With the intention of giving up on the hand, I think. There's no good turn. I'm not going to punt. The exploit was pre-flop. Once he calls, I have to accept that this is a hand I can give up on. Oh, now I hit a pair. But does this turn give me a bit of showdown value? Yeah, but even so, Paul can still be checking a lot of better hands, like ace-10 suited if he had called with it, pocket nines, or broadways with a queen that don't want to bet the turn, so I'd rather keep checking. And, well, this jack, wow, this jack could save me. Does this jack change anything? Yeah, definitely. All my ace-kings that didn't want to bet earlier now have the nuts. And regarding his range, could he have king-jack or ace-jack? It makes sense, I don't know, given that up to this point it's been check, 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 check. Well, when he checks again, I expect his strongest hands to bet. Actually, this jack is bad for my hand, but great for my range. I'm the only one who has all the ace-kings. I think if I check, I never win. If I want to win the pot, I have to bluff. I think the best sizing is the one I'd use with the strongest hands I can have. Paul never has the nuts on this run out, and he has a lot of marginal hands that are going to have to fold. Yeah, wow, let's go. Perfect. Wow, what a run out, because honestly, I was ready to give up my hand.
You're welcome.
Nice pot, actually, and above all, another confidence boost. And playing while having fun and following my instincts.
Who said that? They are supporting you. Grateful. It's Leo. She could have like ace-5 of clubs.
Today, the day is feeling really long. I'm enjoying myself, but I'm a bit more tense. I can feel it physically.
Thank you. Enjoy your break.
Thank you. It's 20, no?
20, yes.
O sea, me la pela las interviews ahora. Yo le he dicho que... O sea, que me suda la polla, o sea, que...
Me lo ha preguntado como exigencia.
No, y me ha puesto mala cara y le he dicho, tío, estoy en el puto 40 left del main event. No, o sea, no es una... Está aquí Púa, que me apetece desconectar, ¿sabes? O sea,
Encima en inglés, pero a mí...
lo has hecho, pero que di que no.
He dicho que sí, igual. Digo, bueno, en algún momento me tendré que soltar más ya.
Pero cuando acabe el día, ¿sabes?
No, pero ni el día, o sea, el día estoy agotado.
Pues cuando te dé la puta gana. Yo ayer, es que encima me encanta porque los de Wina me decían, que no des ni una si no te sale de... Hostia. Well, at this stage of the tournament, they push a bit for us to do interviews sometimes. But anyway, I'm very firm on this. I'll only do the ones I feel like doing.
If you had ace-5 of clubs, the friendship is over.
Well, wait for it, because you weren't far off.
Oh, shit.
Just watch your damn testing.
This is as clean at 2 hours, 4 hours as I've ever had in my whole life.
Got off 44.
Play jump perfect.
45 and 44. Got the play jump. Yeah, we lost 44. Now we're 43.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were stuck at 44 for about an hour. We're far from the stage jump.
Lautaro opens on my big blind. We get along really well, but I know that at the table he's not going to show any mercy. Pocket tens with 25 big blinds. Once again, a decision between shoving or 3-betting.
Thank you. And you guys are going to be drunk.
Well, if I can get a hand like ace-jack to fold, which could 4-bet shove on me, I think I benefit from shoving.
I asked her to bring a bunch, not one. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Ice cold.
Against a player like Lau, who I know calls correctly and should call correctly with worse hands, I'm virtually all in. Lau knows I'm committed. This time, he doesn't have as easy a decision as before. The fact that he didn't snap call is always a good sign. Let's go.
Esta me ha costado un poquito más.
Hacer tribet call es un poco más putada, pero para mí, pero...
King Jack suited.
King Jack,
King Jack suited.
tengo 10s.
¿Eh?
10s.
At this point in the tournament, winning pots without variance is really something that benefits me.
Después psycho.
I don't want to leave it up to fate.
Good job, Leo. It's been a tough start to the day, but you managed to take things back under control. With an aggressive approach, you won back the chips you'd lost, bringing your stack back to around 30 big blinds. We're down to 42 players. With Michael Mizrachi on your left as the overwhelming chip leader, you'll need to stay very sharp. But you won't be alone. We'll be right behind you in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.